Kali, Om Mata Durga. Bolo. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. 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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Chant it loud. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. 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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga. 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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Kali Durga, Namo Namah. Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Bolo.
Durga, Durga, Durga.
Durga, Durga, Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
Om 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 Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
Om 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 Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
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 Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Durga, 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 Jajama.
Kali, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Kali, 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 Jajama.
Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
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 Kali, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
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 Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
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 Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
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 Kali, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Kali, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Babaji, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Dadaji, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Dadaji, Babaji, Gurudev Jai Jai Ma.
Dadaji, Babaji, Gurudev, Jai Jai Ma.
Dadaji, Papaji, Gurudev Jai Jai Ma.
Dadaji, Babaji, Gurudev, Jai Jai Ma.
Om Mata Kali, Om Mata Durga.
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 Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Kali Durga, Namo Namah.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
Durga, 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 Jai Jai Ma.
is the representer of destroying the ego. Anything that blocks us from the being that we are. Durga represents the protector. You will always be okay. We chanted to Kali, receiving the destruction of the ego. We chanted to Durga, being protected as we prepare for the teachings from Gurudev, from Babaji, from Dadaji. Just let go.
Let's all rise to greet Gurudev.
Bolo Shri Sadguru Deva Ki Jai. Jai Gurudev.
Let's offer pranams to the masters. Bolo Shri Sadguru Deva Ki Jai. Bolo Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Namaha Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. Jai Bapu.
Jai Babaji.
Jai.
Jai Babaji.
Jai.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
We'll do Kapalbhati, sit up straight. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale. Feel how your whole body is energized by breath. Breath is animating the body, and you have used it to energize the body. Breath is your subconscious connection, innate intelligence. That functions from beyond the mind, but it dwells within us as subconscious. So bring your attention to breath. That means you are not doing anything with breath. Just bringing attention to how breath naturally flows in and out. It's not the function of doing, it's happening. So all subconscious functions in the body are happening. You are not doing. But breath gives you a powerful tool as a medium to access the higher dimension beyond the mind. Follow after me. Jai Babaji.
Jai Babaji. Jai Babaji.
As human beings, we have evolved from subconscious creation into self-conscious creator. Human beings have facility to create that subconscious animal kingdom does not have. They cannot create any differently than the things as they are. We can create. And that comes through the medium of the mind. And mind has an access to subconscious through the breath. This is very important to understand. And that connection is a spiritual connection. Subconscious is a spiritual connection that is available to human beings. So what is the difference in breath? Animals have just, their breath is just completely involuntary. That just happens, and they cannot do pranayama. They cannot hold the breath because that will give them powers. Or do pranayama so they will be healthier. Not available. So as human beings, we have it's involuntary plus voluntary. Do you see the difference? So we have access to subconscious and use that subconscious as a medium for creation. that animals do not have. So there is a creation and there is a creator. There is a cosmic creator and cosmic body of creation. Human beings, we are born as I am as a creator, and we have ability to create through the same medium through which cosmic creator has created the cosmic body of entire creation. What is that? That is prana. Prana Shakti. So the entire creation is the manifestation of cosmic I am, God we call, God the Father, and his own female counterpart we call Prana Shakti, through which God creates this whole universe. So the creative impulse that comes from God creates creative manifestations into the materialized world. So we also have the same access. Each human being has the same access to the same medium that God uses to create. Human beings also have access to the same prana to be an independent creator. But you don't know you are already creating that. Everything that you experience in your life, with your love life, family life, work life, or social life, everything that you are experiencing is what you are creating using God's energy. You have created that. There is nothing that is happening in your life is created by God. It is created by ego mind that you identify that I am my thought forms. So the forms, must have heard the statement, thoughts are things. So thoughts become things for human beings. So you are creating whatever you are creating, and like you enter a relationship, now you are creating relationship experiences. How do you create it? By the way you think about it, what it is, what you are looking from it, how you are thinking about it, how you think the other person should be, how you think you should be, how you would get it, and you create a mess. Those are the thoughts that you're turning into, trying to make it an experience of love and intimacy. Now, with your thoughts, you are creating so many ways of divide yourself rather than be in the creative process of what you are looking for. So, mind has already messed up its entire past in looking for love by using the mind as a medium to find the love from the external world. And then, because love is who you are, love is what God is, that is you. But when you look for it everywhere else, you use God's energy, love energy, to find love and move further away from the source of love. Did you hear that? You can't find it anywhere else. That is why, if you want to find it, you have to love others rather than seek love from others. That is why Babaji says, when you open the heart of someone else, you find the key that unlocks your own heart. This is the secret of life. So everybody is looking for love through many different things. Like we love house, beautiful house. We love car. We love nice furnishing. We love people. And we call it love. No, that's what we are looking for, happiness. And it is very different from love. Love doesn't make you happy. Love, because happiness and unhappiness, they live together as two sides of the same coin. If you are looking for unhappiness, happiness, unhappiness comes with it. But when you use love to give, there is no happiness or unhappiness. You are in a pure experience of loving presence that God is within you, that you are. So God is love. And that's what we are looking for in wrong places, through the medium of the mind. Because mind has already separated, the ego has separated from the source of oneness presence. What does oneness mean? Oneness means where male and female, cosmic male and cosmic female, are in a unified state, that I am within each one of us. That is called I am that I am. So, but then in order to manifest, I am uses energy to manifest in the outer world. That is, whole creation is manifestation of cosmic father and cosmic mother. And that cosmic father and cosmic mother is born within each one of us. So that is what our life is about on this planet. We are born with father and mother polarity, like a sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic represents male consciousness, parasympathetic female consciousness. So in our body, the body is the creation of God. Therefore, Christ said your body is the temple of God. And it is really the temple of God. It's not some poetic statement. It is the temple of God, where consciousness that I am, sympathetic, and the energy of my I am extension are in co-creation. That means that's how body is functioning in the harmonious co-creative interaction between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And then we are looking, that means cosmic male and female are in love so completely that whatever is the impulse of life-giving impulse that comes from the I am presence is turned into life-giving functions in the body. So science says this is autonomic nervous system. Yogis say no. God is manifesting through his own energy and animating the body. So when you learn how to live, how to connect with that subconscious is a polarity. And in human beings, as we have identified with ego mind, so we have separated from the I am presence. The moment you identify with your mind and say, I am what I think about myself, that means, that's what most people, that's how we live. I am what I think about myself. Other is what I think about them. Has anybody thought about that? That's how we live. We think who the other is, like what we think about them, and that's what we think they are. We don't even question it. And what you are thinking about them is so completely farthest away from who they are at any given time. And they are everything other than what you think about them. And then you are dealing with them with what you think about them. Who are you? You are living in the dream world. There is a dream going on. You think they are what you think about them. The truth is, you know everything that you think about them is furthest away from the reality that is present. And it is furthest away from the presence that you are. So the presence that I am within is God within me. What I think about myself has separated itself from the source of oneness presence within. And in the process of journey through the medium of mind, in the dimension of time, everything I think about myself, other and the world, has created separation from the oneness presence that I am within. When you separate from the oneness and love, what you have conflicts. That's what mind is the carrier of all the memories of the conflicts that you have ever had. You have nothing, no love at all. You found love and you lost it. Every time. There is no such thing, you found the love and it stayed as love. So all the experiences are opposite because you are using the energy of loving presence, I am, which energy? Parasympathetic energy, to look for the same love from somebody else. And how do you do that? By identifying with your thoughts about the other. And about the other is like, oh yes, they are loving or they are not loving. I like them, I don't like them. I'm attracted to them, I'm afraid of. So that's a mixed search for love. There is nobody who ever says, I'm looking for love and I'm sure I'm going to get it and it is absolutely sure I'll find it. No, I go for it and I'm afraid of it. I think I'll get it, I don't know if I can manage it. This is how everybody lives about what they love. It could be material things or it could be relationships. And their mind is making a mess out of it. But they live with that mind. And when they don't find from the other, guess what? They say, you are wrong. I was in relationship with the wrong person. I wasn't looking right person. Or I messed it up. See, when you miss finding, you put psychology around it. And then you just say, you created it, so you say, I created it, but that's not the solution. I am not looking for it in the right place. And I am not identified. When I'm identified with my thoughts about others or about myself, which are all about finding love, so I am happy with what I am attracted to. Is that ever happens? You are happy with what you are attracted to. Your mind, attraction comes and goes away. How fast? Within seconds. What you like, you don't like. And you think you are your mind? You must be crazy. That means you should call I'm a crazy mind, and I think that's who I am. You like and don't like, you like people, and within minutes you hate them. You like what you like, and then you decide, like, see if you like everything, the person. And how do you judge them? By how you think they are. If they externally behave in the way you like it, say, oh, that's the way I think they are. And then if they don't behave the way you think about them, then you say, they are not right. You see what you did? It's not in accordance to what you think and what you expect, then they are not right. We create the game out of life, of self-deception and seeking in the wrong places, in a wrong way, that just destroys our life. Like, do you think it is just free for you to explore that? And then you are investing precious life energy, and when you don't get it, you just get so mentally and emotionally disturbed and upset. And then you think this is natural, because all the humanity is living at that level of crazy mind, and they think it's natural to get it and lose it. Yogis, they discovered how to be in life. So, in life, you have to deal with some external affairs, but if your life is dedicated to return and see who you are, that is why all our practices are called I am yoga, I am yoga nidra, I am yoga therapy. All three different mediums we use to go back to discover that I am that love. That is, once I identify I am my thoughts, I'm looking for it from external resources, moving away from the source. Do I have to explain that it doesn't work? Hasn't entire humanity, every human being that lived on this planet has proved it? Do you think they have to tell their experience for you to believe it? You yourself have tried, and if it hasn't worked, what are you doing? So this is why this is the practice of yoga, that it is about turning around technique. Turn around and see yourself. So in this system, every time you are interacting with anyone or anything, you are only looking for, oh, that's for me. I like it. I should get closer to it. Or, I don't like it. I should run from it. I should avoid it. I should suppress it. I should deny it. That's all mind knows, only opposite things for the saving itself, for its own sustenance and survival. It's divided. So the division lives inside, solutions it seeks outside. And the division doesn't go away. Even if you find a temporary solution, somebody loves you, the life is working, and all of a sudden it's working, inner memory is not a problem, but you are about everything else, about that relationship. Everything else you have fragmentation about, like it, job not, while love is working, job is not working. While love is working, business is not working. While whatever else I'm working at is not working. So mind is looking in a very small area of solving very temporary solution for love or God within. Very temporary. And temporary is not as much a problem, but you just like it, then you don't like it. I mean, how much temporary we are talking about? You just switch all the time about things. So our practice of yoga is all about how to connect to the inner world. So when I find fault out there, when I am upset with you, when I don't like you, or when I like you even, that both lives in the memory through which I look at you. You just simply trigger my old memories of friends and enemies, and then I see you as a friend or an enemy. You are not there. Just memory appears, superimposes over who triggers it. But one who triggers it lives in your memory. Do you get it? Memory is the problem. Memory is divided. The friend that turned into enemy, an enemy that turned into friend, and it just goes on up and down about everything. That division is the problem. That is why yoga is all about unification. But what is unification? And where is it? That's the meaning of the word yoga. Yoga means to unify. And all your memories of the past have created division about unification that you sought through many different mediums, by becoming rich, by becoming famous, by becoming lover, being lovable, being loving. Nothing worked. This is why almost if you see, and when things don't work, and you keep working at it, what happens? Your mind gets stressed out. You get restless. You feel lonely. You feel depressed. You feel angry, fearful, self-rejecting, blaming people, places, things. That's what happens. When you create that stress, stress means further you move away from the loving presence within, in search of separation, in search of love outside, it creates separation. Why? Because you are using the energy of I am presence to seek outside. Therefore, you move away from inside. You see? Same energy that brings you closer to the oneness presence within takes you further away from the oneness presence and creates stress, conflict, disharmony, and all the suffering that comes from that. So this is why in yoga, the definition of health is very different than anywhere else I have seen. And its definition is swasthya, being established in the self. So the entire practice of I am yoga is whenever you are looking for happiness through the work or through people, friends, relationships, and you have complained about it, you get frustrated about it, that's the time you turn around. That is a technique of turn around and see yourself. Who is the seer? Who sees and blames other? Who judges other? Then you begin to see yourself, because seer is you. But when you react to other, your memories appear superimposed over the one to whom you are reacting. So if you want to erase those memories, you don't tell them to change. I don't like you or I like you. You turn around and you see your memories. Let go of your opinion, your judgment, your memories about who they appear to be to your memory you. It's not you. I mean, how many years should you work that way so one day it will work out? It's called the horizon. It looks like there is the earth and sky is meeting there. How fast you should fly so you just arrive at the horizon. It's not there. It's an appearance. So when you look for all the right person, right friendship, the right person to get in relationship with, so your problems are solved. No, problems are in your memories. That's a cause. That's a cause. But if you hold the memories, it will appear as a fact everywhere. No matter where you go, what you do, or who you are with, it will show up as an effect. The cause is divided, the effects will be divided. So the seer is the cause, and the sin, the object, are the effects. So the ego is both the seer and the sin. So that is why when you do yoga postures, if you do it as a physical fitness, exercise yoga, then you see the edge. So when you do it as physical fitness, guess what? It's a mind over body. It's mind controls the body. So mind is judging, and when you come to the weaknesses in your body, your own mind, which is the seer, and sees the object, which is the weakness in the body, we call it the edge. So edgy ego mind gets into fight or flight reaction to the edge in the body. And he is the seer, and he is the sin, because sin, that edge that appears as a stiffness in the body, is its own creation. It's not created by body, it's created by ego mind, deposited in the body. So the subject and object, subject is the object, you see. And in all systems, people are trying to get rid of the object which appears as the symptoms in the body. But the cause is ignored. So the symptoms that appear on the surface of the body are caused by the ego mind that lives in separation from the source of oneness presence. So symptoms are like a visible part of the iceberg. How much of the visible part that you can eliminate, so you eliminate the invisible part. There is no such thing. Invisible part is the cause, and the visible part is the effect. And in all systems of healing, all systems, including holistic healing, it's all about removing the visible part of the iceberg called symptoms. Including yoga practices that are popularly practiced, they try to remove the symptoms, which is necessary, and it should be. I'm not saying don't remove the symptoms. This yoga is about how to remove the cause, which is more dangerous than the effect or the visible part of the iceberg. It sunk the Titanic. The visible part didn't. And they were trying to avoid the invisible. They could not maneuver. So don't get that close. Your as big a life as it is can be demolished, destroyed, if you do not take care of the invisible part that is causing all this nuisance in everything you do for happiness, joy, fulfillment, love. You can't find it there. So how much should you fight with the effect? So in sports, in gymnastics, and dance, and people, when they practice it, they are always working with the symptoms that that has inhibitions in the body. And ego mind can, with repetition, remove the symptoms. But ego mind, the hidden part of the iceberg, is the real problem. What is I am yoga? Remove the real problem as well as the symptoms. So once you understand this, this is when your whole practice of yoga also changes. Your practice of yoga, that's our practice of yoga. How to change the reactive memories. That's what it is. Memories are called, in yoga it is called karmic memories of good and evil. People who traumatize you are the same people who brought you to happiness and ecstasies. It cannot be two different people. It's not like the person you got married to and you got divorced from some other person. Same person. Same person that you love, you hated, that person that you felt united, separated. It is not, or same business that brought you success brings you failure, not some other business or somebody else's business or something else. It's the same business. There's nothing that you do that way that will ever solve your problems. So, how to solve your problems? So every time you have any reaction to anybody, including yourself, just turn around and look at your reaction coming from you rather than the person who triggers it. That's it. And your relationship with people will change completely. It will shift from conflict-creating interaction into co-creative interaction. Because now subject and object are in co-creation. I'm not expecting love from you. Neither do I feel like I can just give you and we will be in love. Neither way. When you go beyond the mind, the giving and receiving becomes spontaneous without any expectation back. Like I gave you love and then I have expectation. Now you will begin to give me. Oh, now we are in co-creation now. Unconditional giving. I give it. So that's what God has given. He has given this energy unconditionally to do whatever we want to do. Like each one of us have that freedom. God didn't put any conditions on subconscious energy. It is so neutral. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You can bring love, peace, and harmony in yourself and outside of yourself. Or you can bring conflict, hassle, and stress inside of yourself or outside. You may want to ask yourself, what am I creating in my life? And why? And what makes you create that? Because you're looking for peace, harmony, love, prosperity, success outside. And many people who are able to work with their psychological and biological edges in the field of sports or in a business, they become very successful and miserable. Mm-hmm. That means you can remove the external manifestation of the edge or the symptoms or the effects, but the cause will not. Cause means all memories will make your life miserable in spite of success and prosperity and popularity. Nothing will work. I don't give examples because the whole world is an example. Your life is an example. If you can't see it, I don't know how else I can convince you. So So I'm not trying to convince you, I'm trying to reveal to you how things are, that because they are so common, you don't see it. Everybody does it so you think it's normal. No, you're sick. You're sick. Doing some sickening things to yourself and the world around, and you think you're going to get there someday, where you'll be healthy and happy. You must be kidding. Do you think I need to add anything more than that?
No.
It's all in. I think the ball is in your court. Yes.
Jeff Agon.
I know.
I love you, Gurudev. We know Gurudev, that he's going to India on the 14th. So this is the last darshan we're going to have for a couple months. So
I'm glad you added the last part also
I
for a
know.
couple of months.
yes,
This is not the last supper, by the way.
no, it's not. And I say that because, you know, I'm involved with you a lot, whether I see you or not, because it's like these darshans that you give and these talks and your presence, your just your persona, who you are is like the iceberg above the water, and you're saying hello, and underneath, I can't, even if I don't see you, these truths are eternal and infinite, and I can't run away fast enough or far enough. So that's my preface to say, you know, the last 72 hours, or add another day of that, has been really difficult for me. And it was beyond the mind, and I was struggling. 2 days ago, I was sitting on the couch talking to Ashvini, and I could not stop crying. But it wasn't attached to a mental thought or feeling. I was in some, I call it cathartic or whatever buzzword, it doesn't matter. I was miserable.
And see, that is called a direct release
Mhm.
from the past.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that even triggered it, and for no reason at all.
Mhm.
I have heard that very recently, couple of times. Just the tears are coming out.
Yeah. So with me committing to go to India, it affects every area of my life, whether I believe it or not, because I'm disappearing from my normal profile of what my ego, what my mind, what my memory
Yes.
sees. So there's a lot of things, and I feel on the human side, the shift, the change, the depth, the transformation happening, and I'm scared. But at the same time, I have this eternal, infinite peace that I'm right where I need to be, and I can just drop into this. But I have to make a conscious decision to do that. So what's happened is there's a lot of things going on with India. There's things going on with my mother where she's having some issues in her thinking, and I had to deal with that the last month. So there's a lot of...
You and me, everybody
I
has
know,
issues
yes.
with thinking. That's what I'm
So-
talking about.
So my kids, you know, there's issues going on in both of their lives. You know, I own a motorcycle. I haven't ridden in 5 years since I've been here. I've watched it go from perfection of shiny, curvy, beautiful to like a rust bucket kind of a thing. So, and I'm getting rid of that, and I'm purging. So this thing is just living.
Did you say rust bucket?
Rust bucket, yes. It's rusty, yeah.
Rust, I thought
Yeah,
you said
right.
rust.
No rust. So, so that too. So
I'm just making fun of
I know.
his last name is Russ.
So when you talk about when you talk about witnessing over and over and over and over the modifications that's going on in this Tweety Bird factory up here, you know, I'm really seeing it. I'm really seeing it. Even if I tell you and these guys that I'm not seeing it. And here's what's happened to me, Gurdev. My whole life I've been practicing yoga, and I never wanted to admit it. And I got into so much pain, and I still didn't want to admit it. So God did for me what I couldn't do for myself, and led me to a southern warm state because I'm tired of the cold. So I'm still in my mind, and I end up going to yoga, Amrit yoga. I am integrative. So I discovered this. Taking credit for it. No, it wasn't me at all. I learned by practicing yoga, yoga nidra, yoga therapy, to not run from my body. Because if I bring my body, the mind will follow. I've learned this.
Right.
So when I come and put my body in the presence of you, it's not you, it's God in you, and God in me. And that scares me, scares the ego.
Right.
It doesn't scare me because I am one with one. I mean,
If it wasn't scary, everybody would do it.
so,
Yeah, and actually, everybody is scared.
right,
Therefore,
right,
they try a little close and
Yes,
then they back
yeah.
off.
yeah,
And you can do it for your rest of your life. How many times do you back off so you will go forward?
yeah.
It's impossible.
So what
So
happened?
fear is what does it.
Mm,
And what is the fear?
mhm,
Fear of the unknown.
mm,
What is the attraction? Attraction to the known.
mhm,
It's killing you,
mhm.
but it's attracting you.
Yeah. So one of the things that you said today is whatever's going on out there is going on in here.
Right.
So
For you,
For me.
everything that appears to be going on outside, to your son, to your mother,
yeah.
is going on in you.
Mm,
And for your brother, who is also seeing your mother,
mhm.
taking care of her, he is just saying differently.
Yeah, right.
It's not the same thing.
Mm,
If you had 5 sisters, they're looking at the same mother or on their children. They're looking at it totally different. Each sister is looking differently at her own children.
mhm. Yeah.
You're not looking at the same thing.
Mhm.
So each one is creating their own world and just making it up to justify it, so your fear is a little bit quieter.
Mhm. Mhm.
So like mother has to be taken care of, motorcycle has to be taken care of, and my children has to be there. So this is all kind of justified reasons. When they were not, they were also, there was still you were distracted.
Mhm.
But now, because you want to be spiritual, it has to be, that distraction has to be used as a justification.
Mhm.
So now I can understand why my dilemma is because of this is what is happening in my life.
Mhm.
I don't mean that you are using it as that. You're seeing it as that.
Mhm.
So,
Well, here's what I discovered because of practicing all these principles, you know, throughout the modalities. It's helped me become much more aware. My consciousness has gone from this to this to this to this. It keeps expanding. And my ego all along, the fear-based monster,
screaming.
he's like, whoa, what are you doing? You know, and I keep bringing the body and the mind and all of the hoo-ha follows. So what happened is I had a mind-clearing session for an hour and a half yesterday with someone out of the Enlightenment Intensive program, which everybody I think knows what the EI program is or about it. So Charlie, one of the leaders of that group, the people who took the last EI, she gave a free hour and a half session. So I scheduled this 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so it was on the calendar yesterday. When I had this session, she was asking me mind-clearing questions about the ego. Questions like, what have you done? What did you do that you wish you didn't do? Or what did you not do that you wish you should have done? And all of these things. And I literally had to have her ask me these questions 3 or 4 times because I couldn't even hear it. My ego felt like it was energetically coming in and running out of my ears. And I kept looking at her in the screen, and I'm like, Charlie, please say it again. So here's what I discovered. And this is where the pain comes in. I had a breakthrough yesterday. What I do, Gurudev, and to all of you, is when I know the truth that I am, and I see you, the truth that you are, I'm witnessing presence, and you're witnessing presence. And this I know because it's I am that I am. But when I'm operating from what I don't want and what I want, when I see you, you know what I do? I go the other way. I come into your office, and I don't want to stay, because if I say you're going to ask me to do something from my heart and soul. And when I see Kalidas, I don't want to see him because he may ask me to do something. When I see Kalindi, I don't want to do something with Seva. When I see, it doesn't matter, Ashvini, I could go around to everybody. Yesterday I saw how,
That's amazing.
how I keep, and it's very subtle. This isn't a big thing. This is subtle, subtle, subtle. Like yesterday, 2 days ago, I had earplugs in, and I had headphones on. You know why? Because I'm in so much pain, and the internal static is so intense. I just want to sedate one of my senses so I can breathe and just ground myself. And all the while, I'm ignoring everybody, pushing them away. At the same time, there's nothing more than I would want them is for us to connect and let them and share with them, I'm struggling.
You are speaking the essence of everything I was talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, this is it. I mean, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. So, fast forward, do you know how many times I haven't chanted in the last 5 years? Because I'm waiting for someone else to ask me first. I'm blaming everybody for my unhappiness. For my lack of showing up in the moment. Not because I want anything, because it's an expression of my soul. I don't even want anything because I am everything. So I told Ashvini last night, I'm going to go over to the darshan room, and I'm just going to play a chant. And that's what I did this morning. Nobody got mad. Nobody told me to leave. Not even me. Not even me. And I just realized that it starts with me. You know, I'm the iceberg above and below. And one of the questions that she asked me, when I don't do what I want to do, and when I do what I don't want to do, you know what she asked me? She asked me, what is the effect? And I'm like, what is the effect? I'm like, the effect is my head is up my and I go, the whole world is my So I got to get my head out of that stinky, smelly place, the ego, and go to Kali Durga Namo Namo. Destroy the ego. Protect me. Go to Kali, go to Durga, go to Kali, go to Durga. And it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't even have to be wrong, because there is no right or wrong. Because that's the ego's business. So anyway, I'm on fire, and that's all I got.
This is what I see. I see there are several disciples who are they want to be close, and they stay away.
Yeah.
I see that so clearly.
Who feels that way? Anybody? I'm not alone, am I? Jeez.
This is what they want to be close to me, because I am the biggest threat to the ego. Biggest.
Yeah.
And that's why.
You know why, Gurudev? Because you don't shut up. You don't stop. You don't stop. You keep saying the truth. But I'm not saying you keep saying truth. You keep saying truth over and over and over. You're the truth representative. You're the spokesperson of God. But you are God. I am God, and I don't want to admit that. I mean, it's sad for me to live. My family tree is fundamental Southern Baptist, born-again Christians. That's my lineage. But it goes back to the Christ. And the Christ is not a born again. The Christ is the Christ. Dadaji is the Christ. Papaji is the Gurudev, me, Kali Dada, everybody. But I'm getting bold. I'm getting bolder, and my human element is to say who and what I truly am. And I'm not using the language that I used to live, but I'm also delivering it in a way that I guess my family can hear it, because my pattern, Gurudev, is just to stay away from my family so I don't have to feel my own separated self. And when she said, what is the effect? I go, the effect is I'm not seeing my kids just one time a year or once every 2 years. That's crazy. I love my kids. So I bought a ticket for $148 to go to Illinois for 2 days on a weekend, and they're so ecstatic. They're just beside themselves because I haven't seen them in 5 years like this.
Wow.
It's crazy. And I'm crazy. It's insane. So when I saw the effect, so the only reason I'm coming up here and saying this is not because I want to be heard. It's just I cannot not be in your presence because you reveal the darkness. You the God man and you the human man, because I see you get mad at me. I've seen you get mad at me. And I get mad at you. But we stay. And we just love each other. So why would I want to not tell people that I have a guru?
So God didn't say don't get mad. He said don't believe in it.
Yeah. And he didn't say get it. My old cliche is don't get mad, get even.
Get mad and get even.
That's a, so anyway, Gurudev, I just really love you. I adore you. Really, because it's me.
Sharing, coming from the heart, what is going on at the transition time, because you are crossing the boundary very real way. That's when it comes up.
And I just want to say something to who's listening. I apologize to all of you for pushing you away. I do it every day, ever since I've been here, in some small way. And now I'm fully aware of it. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. It's in my awareness. There's a part of you that doesn't know who I am, because I've got such a fun, big smile, extroverted personality. That's my platform to hide in public. And 25 years ago, I was depressed and suicidal in 2 mental institutions, and I see the thread, the common pattern of living so much in pain that I want to die, Gurudev, and take my life physically. Right now, there's suicides in my family tree. I know how to do it. Watch the news, watch the TV, whatever. It's everywhere. But it's not who this one is. So I'm coming out of hiding, and I'm saying it publicly because I'm not ashamed. Because she asked me, I told her, I'm living in guilt and shame on the subtlest of subtlest level that's acceptable in our society. I'm in a hypnotic trance and I'm coming out of it. That's what I told her. I'm done. I don't want to live this way anymore.
Right. In guilt and shame, they live as bright, cheerful outside.
Yeah.
So that you can still function like you are a good guy. But what you do to yourself inside is atrocious. So now you're dropping that. That is violence against the God. What you do to yourself. And that you don't want to do that anymore. That's called love. Yeah. Love is unconditional. Like all your past is like what I am willing to invest my attention and energy and give. What am I getting in return? It's all calculative. It's not love, it's business. This is no more a business, this is love. Yes.
It feels good just to be present and not try to bring a bunch of memories with me. So.
And how long you have been trying to come here and not coming. Now you are really coming. So that's what she asked.
Mm-hmm. And my mind is coming up with all kinds of things, because we're doing our taxes and all this stuff, so all the money issues and, you know, I call it the Tweety Bird Factory. The Tweety Birds are just tweeting away, some louder than others, and it just has something to say.
Nowadays it's called twittering.
Twitter. So thank you, Gurdev. That's it. I just wanted to share.
Beautiful sharing, touching my heart. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Jabakwan. Next. Come, don't hold back like I did. Come, I'll hand it to you. Come. One of the things that Stuart taught me is to look in somebody's eyes and say thank you. And they say, you're welcome. It's just a simple thing, so it's like, thank you. I mean, it's so powerful, because when I take the time to thank you, Gurdev, and you said you're welcome, and thank you for it's like, that's the connection. Otherwise, I got someplace to go and something to do. No, settle down. You're okay. You know, so.
So the strangest thing is that the ego will settle for survival level successful arrangement in life. That's it. That's all the ego would provide you and prevent you from going to transcending the ego. That's still a cause of problem. Even if you are in a survival mode, problems don't go away. So problems follow you. So that is why we are not trying to solve the problem where they appear. Like in the marriage, it is my wife or my husband or my children or my parents. They are just the iceberg. Where is the cause? In you, not in them. It's in you. So what appears outside is the surface of the iceberg, visible iceberg. What lives in you is invisible, same thing invisible inside of you. So you can get rid of the visible, sports does, like get rid of all the weaknesses in the body, and a sportsman becomes a world-class sportsman, one who wins all the asana competitions, and still he has problem with his wife, with his life, with his business, with his partners, with his parents. What did you solve? You are a world-class athlete. This is completely different. This is returning to the source of God, love, peace within. And it does not take part-time attention. If it is not whole-time, you will get dragged into the ego-based solutions in time, in future, in the world, solving the iceberg problems, the visible part of the iceberg problem. The invisible continues to grow more as you try to solve more outside. That's why you can see, like, I just see this, like, I don't watch television, neither do I like, but I like to watch Trump. I like to see, I mean, he's going so far into control and just control the whole world and be more famous and bigger businessman and like eventually statesman. Even that is not enough for him. You see how miserable he is? If you can imagine his inner state of mind. You think he's the president? No, he is falling apart.
I can relate to him.
So, this is what people do, ego gets you to do. Go ahead.
Jai Gurudev. I don't even really know, I don't even know what I'm going to be sharing, but I do know that I'm so grateful for your teachings. And there's, just like Premdas touched upon, there's things you've asked of me, and I'll find myself just in this dance of surrendering and doing what you've asked and working with you, and I see the transformation that I go through when I do that. And
See,
things-
that's why in India, and like Hari and you, both of you have traveled. How many people tell you, like, it's a real privilege to work so closely to the Guru? That's
Yeah.
why. But you
24/7.
can, yeah, it is not easy.
No, it's quite a burn. And but it's an interesting dynamic because I also will feel my heart open, and so it's like both. I'll feel the burn of being deeply aggravated and my stuff coming up when I work with you and thinking, I don't want to go into your office, I don't want to work on this or that. And I'll go, and it's never how my mind is thinking it's going to be, and then I'll find myself in like a lot of heart opening and joy and just observing you and the way you accept yourself, your reactions, other people, their reactions, and stay open. I learn how to do that for myself. So it's this beautiful dance, and it's kind of like
I think it's a good, beautiful dance, but don't keep dancing forever. As beautiful as it is, it's ugly.
See, that's what I mean.
well, it's like I find myself like then you'll ask some things, and it's like I can't do it or I can't go there, and then I'll go away a bit. But even in that, it's like I'm still listening to your teachings. I'm still practicing everything in the moment, and it's almost like I'm able to drop away more of the ego at a different pace, and that gives me the ability to then like come back in and work longer or work more. And so it's kind of like it doesn't feel like a back and forth. It feels like always moving forward, but there's times I have to, it's like the burn gets to be way over my edge, and it's almost like I have to be still in that.
That's a beautiful description.
And then and then my capacity increases, and I can come
If you
back
see
in.
your back and forth, then you are going forth even as you are going back. That's what I heard. That's beautiful. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But when you see how long do you want to do that, and what is backing you off more often, then you just, once you see that, it's done. There is no back and forth. That is what is called surrender to God. This is fear in the memories. That's what doing back and forth. When you get rid of the karmic memories, there is no back and forth. That's what is called surrender to God. Means surrender everything that is backing you, suppressing you, denying you, ignoring. All those things go away. And then there is the biggest freedom. What are you surrendering? That which is dysfunctional. You're not surrendering something you have, something that is not working for you. So that's why it takes a long time. So what I tell you, my whole lecture is about it's not working. Outside, go inside. So that's what I had to do with Bapuji, my guru. He saw that when I gave in 100%. 100%. No back and forth. That's why he had only 3 or 4 disciples, and among them who is working with Bapuji and Bapuji's teachings and living that teachings. Very few people do that. There were thousands who came to him, but very few survived.
Well, you survived and thrived.
And And you can, because it's the ages now. The enlightenment is getting more and more. More and more people are waking up to this than 57 years, 70 years ago when I met Bapuji. 70 years ago. It's a different time. People are different. Therefore, I teach differently. The in-depth teachings, Bapuji was keeping it as cigarettes. Now I don't keep as cigarettes. I say it very clearly. Not everything so. There are some secrets that are to be told only to a disciple when they are practicing and they are ready to listen to it. That is the secret of all secrets. So that part, that is where the real breakthrough happens. And the door opens up to the infinite possibilities. That's the secret.
Well, thank you for never giving up on me or anybody else, and for your acceptance. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you for saying that. See, for me, there are infinite possibilities. Because that doesn't mean I'm very wealthy, world-class guru or nothing like that. Means my mind is open without being closed down. So if I expect something from myself, other or the world, I close down the possibilities. Everything is closed down. Expectation is coming from the memories of I like things to be in a certain way. And when I work with those people who want to be close and trying every superficial way to stay close to me, but they are in reality, they are keeping distance from me. That's not from me, it's from them, their own inner source that I represent. So that's what happens. It's not, you're not afraid of me, you're afraid of getting close to yourself, which I stand for. Yes.
That's huge, Gurudev.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big thing.
So that is, you see, ego has got you, really. That's why you're having such a hard time. Why? Because ego gives you hope in future. That's how it gets you. This is living in the present. We call surrender. So see how difficult it is? Hope is always more attractive because for ego say, I'll make you more famous. You'll be much more effective. You'll be more resourceful. You will have more talents. You'll have more money. You'll have more success. How many egos have gained that for people and they lost their life? How many famous people, they're so messed up in drugs and sex, marriage and divorces, so much so that they have to give up their several millions of dollars of property, half of it, to their wife. Wow, that's not easy. So you're sharing, like you thought that you are in love, but when you find out to share your property, wow. And still people, because they're in love with somebody else, or this is such a big nuisance, I don't mind money, I want to get out of you. That's how bad it gets. And there was one actor who said, oh, I fall in love with this girl. So he says his wife, he tells her that I'll give you so many $1 million if you let me go. Do you see how mind works? And do you think that will work out? No. He will have to give some more $1 million for him to let go from the next one. So this addiction to the pleasure is a driving force in all human beings. Addiction to the prosperity, to the money, to the power, to the sex, and the pleasure. That's it. That's all is driving. So that's why everybody has that addiction to the pleasure. But when people have success, now they can fulfill their addiction to the pleasure. That's why almost everybody who is famous they have more freedom to sex and drugs and alcohol and parties and fun and food, and they mess up the whole life. So it is good that you have desires and you don't have money. You're really fortunate. When you have desires and have money, you are in trouble. You have some restriction, if not consciousness. That's why poverty is a blessing in disguise. You're not messing up your life, because you can't buy so much drugs. You cannot buy sex and attract people that easily. If you had money, you can. So, if you were very famous and you have a lot of money, what else would you do with it other than serve your desires and attachments? That's all. That's called, this is my life. I love my addiction. That's all. That's all it is. So more money means better facility to fulfill your addictions that are sleeping. Right? Nobody can stop you. You have money. You have mind, like you can hide. You have skills. But you are internally creating so much stress in doing that you will destroy yourself. Your mind will be hard to live with. So that's why people take drugs and alcohol and food or business. It is a suppression technique. Anybody else? Maybe I'll take a drink and somebody might think a question. It worked.
I have no idea what to say, but it's an opportunity to come up here and be with you, you know? And
Isn't it fun to just really understand that there is a door that is open for you if you will keep it open and walk out of this prison of the past, period. Past is the prison, and it is prison without walls. But it's so addictive that it's stronger than a China wall. Why it is addictive? Because when you are in pain, the hope for pleasure is the drive. When you are caught in the pleasure, hope and pain from it, you have another hope to find some easy way out of it. All addictions.
the guru-disciple relationship is something I've always read about, and
Where did you read?
in sacred texts.
In what?
In the sacred texts,
In the sacred.
yeah. And in the science of meditation.
Right.
And it says there, that in order to move from the place that you're able to bring yourself to, you need the guru. And I don't know how to go about that. that's partly
think
why I
you know
keep
it
coming.
You already know it, and you are already doing it.
I've been hearing that. And actually, you know, I just feel so close to you. The teachings have, I feel like I'm embodying them in spite of myself, and that the desire to keep taking the next step gets stronger and stronger.
Mhm.
And I'm beginning to apply the teachings more and more, and I can feel a capacity increasing. And I recognize, like I'm going to be leaving today. Usually I come up here and say, oh, what am I going to do when I go home? It's going to be so different. And I no longer feel that way. It's not location out there, like you say. And
In a real estate, it's all location, location, location.
and
In real estate, practice, practice, practice.
and I did call my husband to say, can I practice with you the teachings? You know, because I did that when I was doing the meditation in motion. I was like, who am I going to practice on? And so I asked my husband, he's built in. And so that was working so well. I've asked him again because, you know, Chandrakant talks about the fan continuing to, the motion of the fan continuing. And when he's talking about that, he's talking about the old memories and how it's important to unplug. But I'm talking about what do I want to plug into and what is the momentum that I want to keep going. And it's the practice. So I've already put that in motion with Rick, you know, and he's looking forward to that. So I bring that with me wherever I go, like that saying, you know, the emissary of light. And I appreciate
Bring
it.
it, loving presence.
Right.
Take a compassionate presence
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Yes. And so the few times I had the opportunity to be close to the Guru, serving you dinner, there was not a lot of conversation or anything, but it was such a joyous thing for me because let's just say I'm afraid of the Vitamix machine, and you asked me to make you a smoothie, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know how to use the machine. And you just come over, and you know, the experience of being with you was so soft and easy and beautiful, because you know it was just a joyful, this is all you do, you
Because
just
I
push
sense
this
that you
button.
do not know, so I operated the whole machine.
Yeah, he did the whole thing. But then the next time I was able to do that and relaxed and, you know, with such joy. And again, such a simple thing. And like you said, after, you know, just saying thank you to me, it was like, it felt like such a big deal, you know, but it was such a simple thing and it meant so much. You know, like these teachings mean so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing me how.
Thank you. You can share. Yes.
I experienced a lot doing this. I drove 9 hours yesterday to come here. I don't know, I just randomly decided to look
You
over
were
there.
here first time?
Yeah, for the first time.
What brought you here?
I didn't know what to do yesterday morning, so I wanted to get out of the cold. So I looked up. I'm just traveling with my RV right now. So I looked up some communities and I found this place, and I called up and talked to Kiwi. No. Kiwi. I always get her name wrong. But yeah, so I've been sitting here and going through some interesting motions within myself. Yeah. I don't know if I should be completely honest, but probably. So I experienced two things. I experienced how the things you said were applying to my life, especially because I've been in love with two women who are also both in love with me, and this has been going on for 2 years, where I love both of them, and I want to give equally to both of them, but that's not okay with them.
Do they want to take it that way?
No, they're like, I'm the only and it's kind of actually been like a pendulum for me, like in terms of my heart not accepting the fact that in this reality people are jealous and want you are my one, and also feeling that within myself.
If you want to have a trouble in relationship, keep two. I mean, that's just like open doors to trouble.
Yeah, and also I felt that I've been wasting a lot of precious life energy on all the possible scenarios, thinking that through with these two women. And at the same time, I also feel like I'm resting in a very deep, peaceful state while I'm experiencing this. So it's this like interesting mixture of being like completely relaxed and at peace with this crazy struggle. And then at times, one wins more, and I go more into the struggle, or I go more into the peace. So I have another pendulum happening on a deeper level of, seeing just the joy of the whole human experience. And
so then which part do you like to keep?
Obviously it is
out of control.
It is the deep peace, but what gets me is the thought that but they are suffering.
Is
like,
what?
That they are suffering. Like, for example, one of the girls is Marion, and she's she's younger than me, and she's also, her parents beat her, and she's just deeply unhappy. And so I have this like sense that I want to give her the happiness that she can't give herself.
Do you think you can?
When we're together,
Do you think she can take it? That's even more of a question. And what
logically no.
So that,
logically I know it's impossible.
and how long, even if she takes it, how long would it last? It's just everything is so tenuous. The whole area
She
is so
explodes.
shaky.
She gets very happy when she knows how much I love her, and then turns on me. And and
Do I have to teach any more about it?
and then she looks through my Facebook conversations I had with other women 2 years ago, and tries to like, you never talk to me like that when we went, and I'm that kind of thing. But at the same time, I feel so much compassion for her that I can't really be like, okay, just go away. I can never do that with my heart, because I feel like what she's going through, I understand, where she's at in her life, and that's why I
So
can't.
do you want to end this, or do you want to play with this?
Well, I part of me wants to get over this and end it. A part of me
But
feels
you don't want to disturb her. Or
I don't talk to her anymore, but since a week.
see, there are people who are listening to you. They have gone through those phases quite often. So probably you have just the beginning of it.
Well, no, it's definitely not the beginning.
Okay.
No, it's like the late stages of quite some love insanity. Well, I do want to find complete peace and harmony in this. Ideally,
So this
with
is what
having
I
her
was
in my
saying,
life.
how to find from within. So learn how to find from within. So you can give love rather than expect the love to come from
I don't expect love from her. I don't think that's the issue. And I do find, I know how to find
No, but
harmony.
you don't expect, but what do you do if they expect from you?
Yeah, that's what gets me. It's like, it's just that, yeah, that's the point where it always gets me back into the cycle. That is that, yeah, I just really want her to be happy, and somehow I feel, because she makes it in her mind about me, I feel like that I can fulfill that. And then
I think the listeners are enjoying the drama. It's not going to end it. You say, you're shaping in different words. She expects, and I want to take care of her, and it's how far will it go so that it will end, so that it will become pure love. That's what you're looking for. So
Yeah.
that's what I have been teaching, like how to get back where you are opening new door to find it from within you, rather than trying to keep playing, she is expecting you, she's getting from you, she's not getting from you, she's jealous about you. She looks at your Facebook and says, 2 years ago, I mean, how many times this will happen, so one day you'll wake up, this is not working.
yeah.
Well,
What?
the hopes and the dreams make it very hard to wake up.
Yeah, it just feels like somewhat cold on my part to make the move that is necessary, which is, I think, to just leave her alone. And
My question to you, do you want to continue to
no, I
look
don't.
for it from someone else or something else?
No, I don't.
I don't believe you.
No, I do. I really don't. And I'm also not looking I'm not looking for love from somebody else.
You're not looking for it, but you have to.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it. That's really not the struggle that I'm having. It's the struggle of being able to give consistently, and then also accept when somebody can't receive it. And to be like, okay, maybe I'll see you in another life, or, maybe not on the. I had relationships before where we were
So
all
there are
with
some-
multiple partners, and
There are some women who feel so abused by their husband, really abused. And then they say, no, I should accept him. But they're talking about their own insecurity.
right,
And then they go for accepting husband. And then I want to leave you. And then they want to accept.
yeah,
That is the game.
yeah. I think that's probably a similar situation, because
They're so abused, but they can't leave them. So the relationship is self-abusive, but you can't live it. Self-abusive, nobody is abusing you.
yeah, I definitely did put myself into the role of a victim in my last relationship, in terms of I was
No,
just
that doesn't
tolerating.
mean abusive. Relationship can always be self-abusive. It could be very beautiful. Only if you are willing to give love and expect nothing in return. That's it. You will have beautiful relationships. You will have not 2 but 10,000 who will love you.
That sounds like a nightmare. Two is like already too much.
The love will be so attractive, but not addiction. Love is not attachment. Attachment that appears like a love is a separation in disguise. A separate
Attachment that appears like love is separation in disguise.
attachment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Thank you for saying.
yeah. Thank you.
But I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. At the same time, I was also experiencing resistance.
So, from the whole lecture, what did you get out of it? Like, what did you learn that will guide you
I don't think
from this maze?
I don't think I learned anything new because I've been observing this pattern within myself, and
So what does what is observation doing for you?
I think it's really about bringing two parts within me together.
In other words, the schizophrenic love.
Well, schizophrenic is a strong word, but I feel that every person has, multiple agents within them that are trying to find a unity in this body, and I think that I am in the process of. I mean, if I had to put archetypes to them, it's like this woman in me that has lost their child. Then there's this wise old man who has left behind society and went to the mountains. And those two are really trying to get together in me. And they're very, very different. A part of me has already left everything behind. Even my own life. I have...
The information is one thing. When you bring your life to adjust to it, it's different. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You have good information, start bringing it into life.
Yeah, that's
all the whole lecture was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I did notice, and I want to share it with you because probably not many people do share it with you. I think that sometimes you speak from the assumption that everybody's broken. And
No.
at least it sounded that way. It sounded that way. And yes, we all have issues, and I'm sure you do too. But it sounded a little bit sometimes like, not so much as, it just felt like, yeah. Also, my father was a guru, and I also am in a famous band. I have a huge following, and I just have this aversion of some of the patterns that can evolve when you have one enlightened master and the disciples are around it. And it's just something. Maybe it's just my personal stuff. But whenever I do see gurus, I think, because that was what happened to my dad. Nobody shared with him these things. And he found himself becoming more and more alone because he was the enlightened master that nobody told honestly their truths anymore. And people were afraid of him, and people wouldn't tell him because... But I thought it was beautiful when I saw how you guys talked, because that was so much honesty and vulnerability.
What you have to understand is, I'm not talking to the people who have problems. I'm just explaining how it works. So those who have no problem, they will not use it. Only those who have problems will use it.
Yeah.
So I want you to be clear.
I think it's my own stuff. I think it's my own stuff that's just coming up through your image. Most likely that's what it is. But it also feels good just saying it and letting it out of my chest. But yeah, I feel a lot of appreciation to have landed here and to have been able to speak to you. And
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
How old are you?
29.
I thought you were 20. You're talking like 17.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll keep my youth.
That's allowed though.
I'm going to keep my youth for the rest of my life.
Can you hear me? I have a story. We all have stories. I saw you on television before I had met you, 60 Minutes or something, and you were asking you, what do you say to people when this is all, BS or whatever? And you said, it takes a thief to know a thief. And that really stuck in my mind. I didn't know who you were. And then I call it...
That's what I mean, like, detectives are better than the thieves, right? So therefore they can find out what they're doing.
Exactly. Then I had an experience in my life which I call 6 weeks of enlightenment, because it was for 6 weeks. Something happened to me. I don't know how it happened. And one morning I woke up and my mind was absolutely silent. It wasn't talking to me anymore. It wasn't in the future, in the past. I had no thoughts unless I had to do something, like write a check. And I felt like I had like 5 glasses of wine or something. I was just in the moment. I understand what it is now. I didn't know what it was. So I called my closest friend to tell them something. Okay, I called my closest. Also, I'd never done any yoga. I found myself lying on the floor doing what I later learned were automatic postures. I looked in my refrigerator. I couldn't relate to the food there. I got everything. My cat would run through and drop all the eggs, and nothing bothered me. I was just totally at peace, and I could see light everywhere coming from people. It was amazing. So I called my friend and told her I was having this experience because I had to tell somebody. And she said, "Sounds like you're on drugs." She said, "I have something that could help you. I have a friend who did a lot of drugs, so bring her over." So she came over, and I tried to tell her what I was experiencing, and she said, "I'm going to bring you a book to read." And I had read a lot of psychological books and stuff, but not spiritual at this point. And she brought me Be Here Now by Ram Dass. And I went, oh. And she said, "You think you could just relax and just enjoy this?" And I said, "If I have to go teach in 6 weeks." And she said, "Well, could you relax until then?" I went, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's all it is, just relax. And you can't relax when you're possessed.
Exactly. It felt like the possession left.
Possessed, so they want to do something to get somewhere.
Yes. And it was.
And they can't be here
Yes.
and relax, because when you're here, you're relaxed.
Yes.
But
Just being here.
when they cannot relax, they're going to get somewhere, and they're so agitated, mentally anxious, very impatient to get there. When they arrive, they're not relaxed. But that's why they wanted to get there.
Exactly.
So they can relax. So the only place you can relax is right now.
Exactly.
And then do what you need to do.
Yes.
And then do what you need to do. So that is why these teachings about be here now. And then start what you want, where you want to go from being here. So when you arrive, you're again here.
Yes. Yes. So
What is the main thing?
so when I got to had to go teach, it's going to sound, well, it won't sound crazy to you all, but I went into the students there, and I was at the top of the ceiling looking down at my body, speaking to the students, and I said, "Oh, I have to go." And I go somewhere and talk to a professor or something, and I'll be back in a few moments, because I wasn't sure how I was going to do this. And as quickly as that enlightenment had come to me, it disappeared.
When did that happen?
This was in the 1970s that this happened, a long time ago. Because of that, having experience like that, I had to find, how do I get back here? And the irony, is I asked for sabbatical to be away for 3 or 4 months, and they said, "We don't give you."
Yeah, this is,
that
habits never will allow you any sabbatical.
Yeah,
Oh, no. There is no arrangement in the habits.
so they,
No sabbatical. The job might give you, but habits won't.
well, they said no, so I said I quit. And then I started on this journey of going all these different places. I didn't know you or where your ashram was or any of that, but I got all the way to where you were, and my mind said, it's too cold up here, you would never stay here, you would never live here. Not that I even knew that it was you. It had said Kvala Yoga Ashram, on my piece of paper. I went all the way back down to Florida, and of course what happened? I met you there. In
You
Florida.
came to Samnitown ashram?
Yes. And
That is in 70s.
in the
That
70s. And I didn't meet you there, but anyway, I came all the way back to Florida, and as they say, you meet the guru where, whatever that phrase is. And I met you in Florida, because you came to do a yoga thing at Mickey's. I didn't know who Mickey was then, at his place. So I had no choice but to meet you. And even though my mind was doing this and doing that, and the teachings have always been the same, in the sense of what you say. It's always the same, and the same message. Being here
The
now.
teachings are always the same. Because truth is always the same.
Yeah.
If it was different at different times, I'll do it differently.
So after all these years,
Thank you for saying
when,
Okay, let's stand on. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai.
Bolo Shri Sadguru Dev